of experience in destination and a ton of experiences for the clients in destination as well. So let's go through a few of this, of some of this information. The destination is not the end, it's just the beginning. So our destination experts are there for you all the time. Even if you are not booking something, if you have a destination question where we are, you're more than welcome to reach out because we'll give you the information. If you reach out to me, I'll get you to somebody who can get that information for you. All of our representatives that you get are in destination. They're local to all of our destinations. So you've got an expert there that's been there, lives there, knows what's going on. Of course, we offer our shared, private, and signature experiences, our shared, private, and deluxe transportation, our leisure group services, fam trip site inspections, 24/7 customer service, and the big one is the liability insurance. We had a huge threshold for insurance for us to be able to work with the different vendors in the past, but now that we're part of Hyatt and a part of an American company, that level of insurance has increased dramatically. So just be assured that if your clients are with us, whether it be on transportation or excursion, our liability insurance is very hefty. So your customers are taken care of 24/7 with us. Now, here's where we are. We're in 9 countries, 32 destinations. You'll see we're on the Pacific and the Caribbean coasts of Mexico, Jamaica, the Dominican Republic, St. Martin, Aruba, Curacao, Costa Rica, and Hawaii. We're World Star in Hawaii, but same company. And then our newest destination is St. Lucia. So typically a general rule of thumb is if you see Hyatt Inclusive Collection go somewhere, so let's say you see a Secrets open up in a destination or a Dreams or something like that, Amstar is usually pretty close behind them. So we follow them because obviously there's guaranteed business there and they are a sister company, so we like to support them in any way we can. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you see a Secrets or a Dreams or one of those Hyatt Inclusive Collection products going, you're probably going to see Amstar pretty close behind them. Now, for our transportation, we have shared transfers, which makes a maximum of 4 stops. We have our private transportation, our private deluxe transportation, and the biggest difference between the two, obviously private is private. It could be one of our fleet vehicles like a Mercedes Sprinter or something like that. Private deluxe is always the upgraded vehicle. That could be the Cadillac Escalades. It could be a Yukon. We also have wheelchair accessible transportation. These are very limited in the destination, so that's something you definitely want to reach out to me if you have somebody that needs that as early as possible to get those transfers on the books. And then, of course, we have our buses for our larger groups. Now, with private and private deluxe, we have amenities available. There's snacks and beverages. There's champagne and roses. There's you can, if you've got a group going and you want to do a cooler full of beer or tequila or whatever, we can always help you with that. Now, keep in mind, that's one of those products, or that's several of those products that you do have to book directly with us. If you're booking through VAX, there is a way to book it, and it does show up occasionally. But I will be honest with you, I would much rather you reach out to me direct and do it with us direct so that we can guarantee it's there just until we get that back-end connection with VAX up and running really well. All of our vehicles are GPS tracked and monitored. They all have Wi-Fi. None of our vehicles are over 4 years old. And of course, again, back to the insurance, very important. We have a very high level of insurance as well. So we also offer Eco-V transfers in Cabo and Cancun. We have Teslas, Model X's. They've got the wing doors and stuff. So kind of cool if you've got clients that are doing a private deluxe transportation and want something a little bit different. We have those available as well. Now, we talked about the supplements, so like the romantic surprise, the car seats, snacks and beverages, things like that. Those, again, just as a reminder, are available with private and deluxe private. Now, I will tell you, this is something really important to keep in mind. Our shared transportation is a per person charge. So let's say you're doing a shared transfer, it could be, $25 a person. Okay, say you've got 4 people, that's $100 to do shared transportation, and they could be in a vehicle with other people. Our private transportation is based on the vehicle, not per person. So you could get an entire transfer private vehicle, say for $100 or less, and you would have all those 4 passengers on a private transportation. So keep that in mind. In many cases, due to our contracts right now, our private transportation winds up being less expensive than the shared transportation. Just check it. If you're booking through Vax or whatever, you can always just check it and see if there's a difference. If there is, and the private's lower, book it. Tell your clients, you know what, I booked you in private just because you're some of my favorite clients. So take the credit for that. Now, I am going to tell you, this is the newest part of Amstar, and we're so excited about this. We just actually did a webinar on this with ALG Vacations a couple of days ago. So we have a new product called Amstar Connect. So currently, when your client arrives into airport, they basically arrive, they go through the process, go through immigrations, customs, grab their luggage, go through the gauntlet. We tell them not to talk to anybody in there, and then go outside the airport, and then they see the Amstar rep standing there. They go up to the Amstar rep, they give them their name. The Amstar rep looks it up on a list and says, oh, okay, here's your transportation, and walks them over. Amstar Connect is going to make that an automated thing. Now, it doesn't mean that we're going to be cutting our staff or anything at the airport. If your clients are not automated kind of people and they don't want to use the technology, the same way that we've done it in the past is still available. So kind of pick and choose, but I'll show you what it looks like. It's pretty cool. So for the transfer services, for the guest, it's a very streamlined airport check-in process. The driver details are available in advance, so it shows a picture of their driver. It tells them what slot they're in. There's real-time vehicle tracking, so everything's GPS monitored. They can watch where they are at any given point in time by looking on a link. It improves for us the fleet efficiency and the usage, so we know who's coming in. We can schedule a little bit tighter, get people on their way faster than what we could in the past. And dynamic vehicle reassignment. So let's say that your clients get there and something delays them, on between, let's say they go through customs and they make them stop. We can automatically reassign vehicles and things like that without actually have to do it on a piece of paper or call the office to do it and talk to our operations department. Everything is going to be just like fast, fast, fast. In-destination communications for the guest. They're kept informed from arrival to departure about what's going on. Easy self-check-in at the airport, and I'll show you that in just a moment. Automated pickup time notifications, so there's going to be no more going to an Amstar rep or hunting for an Amstar rep in destination in a hotel 48 hours prior to get your return pickup time. I mean, that to me is worth it alone. So basically, this is going to send them an email and it's going to give them a range. And then right the day before, then it's going to give them a specific time and say, this is your return pickup time. This is when you need to be in the lobby, and we'll see you there. Pickup time adjustments based on flight updates delays. So let's say your clients are on American and American's delayed, and no ditch in American, but that happens a lot. So let's say your clients are delayed, that flight's delayed. We actually track that, and the system tracks that, and it'll send them updated notifications. So, God forbid they're 2 hours delayed, but we'll send them an email saying, oh, hey, your flight's delayed. So now this is your new pickup time. ETA is based on live traffic. So the clients again can see where their pickup transfer is coming. If let's say they were supposed to be picked up at 6 o'clock and at 6:05, and they're like, where's my vehicle? They'll be able to just tap and it'll show them exactly where their vehicle is. And then, real-time vehicle tracking alert. So good stuff with that. Basically, the touch points on this for the communication for the clients, and I'll tell you where they're going to opt in for this. The arrival day, as soon as the flight lands, it sends them an alert, and it says, hey, welcome to Cancun. We're so happy that you're here. Here's a little kind of GPS tracking map to show you what you need to do. It walks them off the plane, walks them through immigrations, walks them to where their luggage is, and then there's going to be a button that says, press this button when you've retrieved your luggage. And once they press that button, then it's going to send them back exactly and tell them where their driver is, what stall he's in, his picture, the license plate number, the whole 9 yards. And again, all of our reps are still standing right outside in the airport. So if they have questions, there's still tons of people there that they can ask that are from Amstar. Or if they don't opt in and they don't want to do the automated one, we just do it the same way we've done it for the last 35 years. Departure day, up to 3 hours before scheduled pickup time, it'll send them an email just letting them know what the status is and everything's going. And then the departure day, when the vehicle pulls in the lobby, of course, like I said, they can track it as they go. So here's the biggest part. If you're booking directly with Amstar, we're going to ask you for this information if you want to opt in. If you're booking through Vax, so let's say Vax is the platform for Apple Vacations and Travel Impressions and all those guys. If you're booking through Vax, You will go through, choose your client's flights, the hotel, the transportation, all that stuff. You'll hit that checkout button and it's going to bring you to this screen. And this screen basically is almost like a recap screen. It's got their flight information, it's got their hotel. It tells them, what features they have, what kind of transportation they have. When you scroll down a little further, you're going to see these two boxes. The first box is for the airlines. And all this is doing is saying that you're allowing the airlines to contact your passengers if there's a schedule change. Again, neither of these you don't have to do either of these. It's up to you. But this is a good one for, let's say, again, they're on American and, and their flight's been delayed. And let's say it's Saturday night at 11 p.m. The system's going to notify you as the travel advisor, but then it's your responsibility to let the clients know. So all you're doing here is letting the airline let your clients know that there's a schedule change as well. So it's kind of a backup for you to make sure that everybody's covered. Second box is Amstar. And all this is you're saying, yes, I want to allow them to use the Amstar Connect program. You'll put an email address in there, a mobile number, and keep in mind, none of these email addresses or phone numbers are used for marketing purposes. We're not allowed to do that. So basically, if you opt into this, it's used for the arrival and departure information, and that's it. Once the booking's over with, all that information goes away. So it's not anything that we store and that we'll use to try to steal your clients or anything like that. It's all just to enhance the arrival and departure process. So you would opt in here, put the information in there. And this is what it's going to look like when your clients land. They're going to get a welcome email. And I'm going to show you one thing over here on the third screen. They'll get a welcome email saying, hey, hey, we're glad you're here, blah, 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 blah. The self-check-in just says that you've landed, you're here. And you're going through the whole process. Your clients are saying, yes, I've arrived. Now, this third box down there in that little green section, there is, and I would tell your clients to just opt out. This allows marketing purposes for Amstar. So if you don't want your clients receiving emails saying, hey, these are the latest specials, things like that, just tell them not to do that. They can not check those and they're not opted in to get any kind of marketing. That's the only place where they're allowed to opt in. And again, they don't have to, and it's not necessary. So everything works just as well. But this is the self-check-in screen. And then basically that last one is your arrival transfer. It shows your driver, shows your vehicle, the license plate number. Everything is GPS tracked. It's phenomenal. It's a great, great program. Now, currently it's only operating in Cancun. So Cancun and Riviera Maya, we're eventually rolling it out to Punta Cana and Cabo and Puerto Vallarta and all the other Jamaica, all those destinations. But right now it's just Cancun and Riviera Maya. As we roll it out to other destinations, we'll keep you informed. But most of those should be online by the end of the year. Some earlier than others, like Punta Cana will be the next big one because that's our second highest selling destination. So Punta Cana will be the next one, but after that, you'll see the other ones fall in line. So just a quick update on that. It's just very exciting for us because we've always been kind of the stepchild and the company's never really spent a lot of money on Amstar. So we're actually getting this technology built and it is a game changer. We're very excited about that. Now, quick information on leisure groups. If you do any leisure groups, and this is traditional groups. So if you do through ALGV and you're doing like those flex groups or groupies, I think is what they call it. This doesn't apply to those. This is traditional groups only. But you get, of course, through Amstar, you get dedicated support for the groups. We have the same leisure group specialist in each destination. So you're always going to deal with the same person. And this is, again, as a reminder, if you're wanting to do a group excursion, that's fantastic because they love that. I'll give you some examples on that. But the other thing is that you're always going to be with the same person. So you build that rapport with that person. You'll have like a relationship directly with that leisure group specialist. If you're doing transportation through ALGV, say, you're doing a traditional group with them, if you have 20 passengers or more arriving at the same time, same flight, same date, we will upgrade them to private transportation. You just have to reach out to us and let us know. If you're doing it directly with us and you're not doing it through ALGV, I will tell you that it's a little bit more lucrative in most cases. And of course, we'll do the same amenities for them. We'll upgrade them, 20 or more people arriving same time, same terminal, same flight. Of course, our meet and greet at the airport, custom signage for the groups. We have tons of free upgrades, special perks. That 1 for 20 on private transfers and the 1 for 20 on excursions is the least that you can do. There are so many fantastic specials out there right now. In Punta Cana, for example, you can get a catamaran and it's $75 per person, and it's only a 10-person minimum guarantee to make it private. So you're looking at $750, and it's food and drink and snorkeling for 4 hours. And so again, really phenomenal specials out there. So you can always reach out to us for those. Special discounts. We have rates for fam trips and site inspections for you if you decide you are down there, and I'll talk more about that in a moment, but we have a program set up for that. Special discounts on transfer supplements, beer, wine, tequila, whatever you're looking for. We have exclusive beachfront locations that Amstar has access to. So if your clients are looking to do something off-site, you can reach out to us for that. We can set that up. We have Catholic churches that we have contracts with. So if your clients are wanting to do a destination wedding, and if they're Catholic, of course, you have to be married in the church. We can set that up as well because we have contacts and contracts with some of these local Catholic churches as well. And then we have the ability to do a hospitality desk at the resort. So if you have a really big group coming in and you want somebody just specifically there from Amstar for that group, we can set that up for you as well. Now, jumping to our experiences, our excursions. We have over 1,000 excursions experiences throughout our portfolio. We have all the shared excursions. Most of the shared excursions can be upgraded to be made private, meaning they'll have private transportation, a guide, a tour guide and a driver, and we're flexible on times. We can create different itineraries. You can do half days, multi-days, full days, whatever. We can set that all up. So all the shared stuff can be made into a private program. And then, of course, we have our signature experiences. Then the signature experiences are very high-end products. They're very niche products. You'll never see more than about 15 people on them, and they have to be private. So we will not let anybody share those excursions. So it's got to be the same group. These are things like we pick you up at the pier. You have your own private catamaran. You go out, top in liquor and food and snorkeling, and then we take you to a private beach, and we send a chef with you, and the chef cooks lunch or dinner for you on the beach, and you have time at the beach. So just some really cool stuff. But again, we can kind of personalize and do just about anything that your clients are looking for. Now, I will encourage you to pre-sell. Pre-COVID, we had tons and tons of vendors. Post-COVID, a lot of those guys just didn't make it through. So things tend to sell out now more so than they did in the past, especially for busy season. So if your clients are telling you, oh, well, I'm just going to wait till I get there, pre-sell it. About 85 to 90% of everybody that you send to one of our destinations books an excursion in destination with us. And that's literally money just walking out your door. I'll show you in a moment an easy way to capture some of that. But just, you're adding value to your clients, you're positioning yourself as the expert, you're tailoring 100%, and of course you earn commission for those sales. So keep that in mind. There's a good reason to pre-book. Now, we have, in order to do that for you, we have what we call the affiliate program. Super easy. The agency has an affiliate sign up, which is basically just an account with us. There's no cost or anything involved to it, but it's just a way to book us. So under each agency, each advisor that's signed in has their own account under the agency as well. So basically you would log in, get signed up. You'll have a link that's specific to you. That link you can send to your clients. They can do all the research they want to. They can do whatever they want to and pre-book on their own, and it's just commissioned back to you, which is great. So it's very little work on your end. Now, I will tell you the best way to do it. And we've done a lot of testing on this. If you send out your link to a client before final payment, the return on that's usually about 30% or so, 25 to 30%. It's not bad, but it's not great. If you wait and send that link to your client 3 weeks after final payment, so they've paid off their final payment for the vacation, they've had enough time to get another check under their belt, that return jumps to about 70%. 70% of everybody that you'll send that to will book something. May not be a lot, but I mean, anything's better than nothing. So basically what we suggest is at that 3-week mark, you send an email to your client, which you probably already do, and say, hey, your trip's coming up. We're so excited for you. If you have any questions, let us know. By the way, don't forget to book some experiences while you're in destination. Click on this link and look it over and let me know if you have any questions. They can go through, they can book it, and it's just commissioned back to you. Super, super easy. And you're really expending time on sending one follow-up email at the end, which, is a good idea anyway. So easy way to sign up for that. You can reach out to me on that, but that's a good program for you guys to be involved in. Now, when I told you earlier that in some cases it's a little bit more lucrative to book directly through us than it is with the tour package. So these are our commission levels. Anything up to right at 15,000 is 10%, up to 30,000 is 12%, and then anything 30 and above is 14%. So I will tell you that the tour operators pay a maximum of 10, and they cap it at 10. So that's all you're going to make on that. Just to get to silver, you're looking at maybe 3 group catamarans, and that'll bump you up to silver very quickly. We also have overrides for consortia, so you may already be making higher. I should have looked that up and I didn't. I apologize, but you could potentially be already making, really good commission with it as well. So when you're doing the one-offs, the FIT bookings and stuff, it's easier to put it in the booking with the tour operator. But when you're talking about groups, you have to book those group excursions with us, which will count towards that goal. And then additionally, if you're doing the transportation with us, you'll have quite a bit more control over it and also the higher commission on it. So keep that in mind, just something to maybe get you a little incentivized. Now, we did talk about site inspection programs. We have 2 available at Amstar. We have a complimentary program in Cancun, Riviera Maya, Puerto Vallarta, and Punta Cana. That complimentary program runs specific days of the week, and it's very heavily weighted with HIC products, with the high inclusive collection products. So there's a lot of secrets and dreams and vivids and zoetries and things like that included on those. But we'll always, of course, because they're a sister company, but we'll always include another one of the big 6. You'll see a Palladium or an Iberostar or a Paradisus or something like that as well. This program includes the transportation, a guide, the driver, and lunch. We make sure you have lunch at one of those properties. It's a full day. So basically you would say, hey, James, I'm going to be here in Cancun on this date. If there's a complimentary program running on that date, all you have to just let me know it's going to be there. They'll set you up. My special services department handles all that, and they're fantastic. And they'll confirm everything for you. Easy peasy. Then there's a second program. This is the paid program, and basically the fee is just a recovery fee for the vehicle. So this is in all of our destinations. You can do full or half days, Monday through Friday. Keep that in mind, because the sales directors at the different hotels do not do Saturdays and Sundays. Number one, because it's very heavy check-in, check-out day. Number two is that's typically Sundays are their only days off. So you won't be able to get sites on Saturdays or Sundays. And then it includes the same things. You get the transportation, the driver, the guide, and we make sure you have lunch at one of the properties. And what this one is you basically send me an email and say, hey, James, I'm going to be in Punta Cana on this date, and I want to see these specific hotels. I will send it to my special services people. They will make the appointments. They'll set up the itinerary. They'll do all the groundwork. So basically, you don't have to do anything. And then they'll come back and say, okay, here's the itinerary, and this is the fee involved. And remember, our private transportation, which is what this would be, is per vehicle, not per person. So if several of you go down together, you're going to see that fee. Usually it's around $200, $150 to $200, depending on what you're doing, but you can split that fee. It's not a per person fee on this one. So keep that in mind. I mean, it's great for you. It's really good. We can do the same thing for your clients. So let's say you're doing a destination wedding and your clients want to see the property before they come in. You can let me know. We'll set up the site inspection for them while they're in destination, and we'll do the same thing. So good program for you to utilize. It's there for you, super easy. We have a ton of collateral available to you. We have destination tour sheets, which are just like little mini brochures. You can click on those. You can personalize them. You can print them. You can email them. You can pretty much do whatever you want to with them. And it's about the top 10 to 15 excursions per destination. So it's just like I said, like a mini brochure. We have excursion videos on all of our top excursions. Little videos like the one you saw at the beginning of the presentation, but that are specifically based on those top excursions per destination. Those you can download, you can email the link, whatever you want to do to just kind of jazz your clients up for doing some excursions while they're in destination. We have destination airport maps. Those maps, for every terminal and every destination we operate in, the maps just basically walk your clients from getting off the plane, going through immigrations, then going to get their luggage and customs, and it tells them again, don't talk to anybody until you get outside. Just remember, until you see sky and you see this Amstar uniform, that's anybody else is not Amstar, and they will do that. I'm sure if any of you have been to Cancun recently, we call it the gauntlet. You have to go through and just basically ignore those people because they'll scream at you, "Oh, Amstar, come over here!" And unfortunately, people do that, and then they get stuck in a timeshare. So that's not us. Just remind your clients to see the sky once they leave. And then we have our travel advisor guide. We have a sheet that's got 24/7 emergency contacts for every destination. We have a find your BDM map. We've just a ton of information in there. So I encourage you utilize that. It's free to you. You can go to amstardmc.com/en for English /marketing, or that's also available on the VAX page. If you go to VAX and you go to escorted tours, Amstar has a site there, and you can get all that information there as well. So good stuff for you to use for your clients. Now, we do have a travel advisor only Facebook group. And this is the good, the bad, the ugly. We do not change anything on this. There's no editing on it. So you'll see exactly what's going on in destinations. And in many cases, we'll see it here first before we see a complaint coming to our side. So we monitor this very closely and watch to see what's going on, if there's anything going on in a destination. If we do any marketing promotions, anything like that, it'll come out here first. So I encourage you, sign up for that. It's a great little Facebook only group or travel advisor only group for Facebook where you'll see some pretty interesting stuff. I also have my own Amstar Facebook page, my private or my personal Amstar Facebook page. That's James.Reese Amstar. So you can sign up for my personal one as well. If I do anything in events or anything like that, it's posted in there. Just kind of as a follow-up for you guys. So please utilize both of those. We'd be happy to have you on. Now, I showed you my territory, the East Coast and the Southeast. We do have other BDMs as well. Of course, they're not me, so I'm more important than all of them. No, not really. I'm just saying. We have a Midwest person, Louise Chaveri. We have our senior manager. She's over Texas, and she does a lot of our host and consortia accounts. Then we have a West Coast representative, Yamin Aragorn. She handles the West Coast and Alaska and Hawaii. And then we have a Canadian rep that we're actually exploring at this point to see if we can get Canada opened up for one of our BDMs. Edmund down there at the bottom, he is our specialist for Canada, but he's also our training guru. He does a welcome webinar once every like 8 weeks or so for new people signing on that you can join. We do have a webinar library that was just set up. After this is over, I'm going to ask Tyra to send me a list of everybody. I'll send that out to you as well, and just to follow up so you've got all my contact information. And then Raul Sanchez is our self-support exec. So he's the guy that helps with any problems with signing up for affiliates or any commission questions or anything like that. So please feel free to reach out to any of us, but reach out to me. I'm your first contact, and I'm always happy to help. Again, that's me and my information. And that's it. That's my little presentation. So we can have some Q&A if we have any questions. We can go from there.
Agents, do you guys have any questions for Mr. James?
Yes, I do have a question.
Sure.
I want
to.
Hi. So how long in advance, like how far in advance do you normally have to make coordination for on-site inspections? Like
So
how much time
we
in
can
advance?
do Well, and it really depends on the destination and the season. They prefer at least 2 weeks, but if you've got something coming up last minute, I mean, don't hesitate, reach out to me. If you do something like the day before, it's going to be really, really tight because we have to reach out and get the appointment set up. But you know, 2 weeks is the minimum supposedly, but if you've got something a little bit inside that, that's not a problem. You can reach out to me and I'll get them to work on it.
Thank you.
Sure, sure, of course. Anyone else?
Mm, all right.
All right. Well, Tyra, if you don't mind, um, what I'll do is I'll get if you can send me your agent list, I will make sure everybody's signed up so you don't have to worry about that. And then I will reach out to you what we discussed earlier. And then also I'll send everybody just an email kind of recapping most of this and telling you where to find the marketing materials and what the next webinar is for the welcome webinar that Edmund does, any of that information. And again, I am always, always, always accessible. So please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I would much rather you reach out to me and ask me a question or who to talk to than try to call our 877 number and jump through hoops and figure out which button to push. It's easier for me to just get you to the right person and then you're done. So simple.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, agent. So for you guys that are interested in going on the list for Amstar, because I know we all receive a lot of emails in the travel agent only Facebook group, just says yes, add me to the list. And then James, I'll send it over like that because I know that everybody receives a ton of emails and I don't like just sending out the list and then
Oh no,
they get
most
another
definitely, yeah.
couple of hundred emails. So agents, if you guys are
Of course.
interested in being on the Amstar DMC email list, just let me know. I already have
Yep.
everything posted in the Travel Agent Only Facebook group. Just hit reply and comment, yes, add me to the list. And then put your email. Just put your email in there.
Actually, I just
James,
realized too that slide
mhm.
is incorrect. It's james.reese. Those are our old email addresses. It still gets to me, but it's james.reese@amstardmc.com.
Okay, perfect. James, thank you so much for your time. And it seems
Yes,
like this
thank
webinar
you.
came in at the perfect moment because you guys just made
Wonderful.
some updates. So we are so looking
Yes,
forward to everything. And yeah, we have to stay
definitely.
connected via email. And if you guys have any additional updates coming in soon, just let us know so that we can jump back on and let the agents know, okay?
Please, please, you guys, I'm always happy to help. And thank you all for taking the time. I really appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much. You guys have an amazing day.
Bye, guys.
Bye.